In this video, I will show you how you can automate your business using Google Forms, Google Sheets, Google Docs, Google Drive and Gmail application. So the best part of using these applications in your business is all these applications are entirely free. So let's take an example that I'm running a bakery business. So I will use Google Forms application to collect the orders online, and then I will use Google Sheets application to save that order and customers data automatically. Further, I will use Google Docs application to generate the invoices for those orders for those customers. Then I will save those invoices in Google Drive application, and lastly I will use Gmail application to send the email, and in that email I am going to send the invoice as well as the payment link to collect the payment of the order. And additionally, along with these 5 applications, additionally I will also use 2 other software. One is a payment gateway via which I can actually collect the payment, and another one is an automation software using which I am going to connect these 5 applications, or we can say these 6 applications, and going to automate my whole business, going to automate my whole task. So I'm going to use Pabbly Connect, which is again an amazing feature of Pabbly Connect because it also offers a free trial where you will get 100 free tasks to test these kind of amazing automation. You can reach here by typing pabbly.com/connect, and I'm an existing user, so I am already logged in. You can create your free account from here, and as I have told you, you will also get free tasks to test these kinds of amazing automation. So now I am assuming that you have already created a basic order form in Google Forms, and then you have also created a spreadsheet. Well, this is the spreadsheet already associated with this Google Forms. If you will go to this responses section, and if you will click on this spreadsheet, a spreadsheet will be generated automatically. And in fact, I have also collected one dummy order, so for now I am deleting this order. Okay, so the idea here is I am going to collect an order from this form, and then I am going to add the order details, and in Google Docs application I have created a final invoice template. So here you can notice that in place of customer name I have added a variable. Yes, the value packed with a curly braces called as variable. So whatever the values you want to keep on changing automatically, you can add those values in the form of variable. And when we will set an automation in Google Forms, Google Docs and in other application, what will happen, the details will be replaced here automatically. Yes, our automation will work in this way, and then whatever the invoices will be generated, I am going to save all these invoices in this Google Drive folder. And lastly, I am going to generate a payment link using Razorpay dashboard, and lastly I am going to generate the payment link using Razorpay, and then I will send a final email to the customer, something like this, that is hello demo user. Yes, the name will appear here automatically. Your order for pineapple cake of 1 kg is placed successfully. You can make a payment from here. Here is the invoice, and this payment link and even this invoice will be generated automatically and will even attach in this email automatically, and even the same email will be sent automatically. Well, you must be thinking that how I am going to automate this whole process. Well, it is very easy with this automation software Pabbly Connect. Okay, so once you will log in and reach out to the dashboard of Pabbly Connect, firstly click on this blue button that is create workflow, and then provide a random name to your workflow, to your automation. Okay, so I am providing the name something like automatically send email with payment link and invoice. Okay, I'm providing this random name. Now it will ask you to select the folder. So I want to create my automation workflow in this main workflow folder, so I'm selecting the same. Now I am clicking on this create button, and you will find 2 boxes in front of you. Okay, so these boxes are called as trigger and action, and here the trigger means when this happens, and action means do this. So whenever something happen in your first application, then automatically do this in your next best application. Okay, so in this way you need to always choose your applications in this trigger and the action window in which you are building an automation. Okay, now according to our use case, not according to this specific use case, according to my business, I want to collect the order details from Google Forms. Okay, so that is why I am going to select the same application here as the trigger application, that is Google Forms. Further, I want to generate an invoice using Google Docs application, so again I will select the same application as an action event, and after that I want to save these invoices in Google Drive application. So again I will click on this plus icon and will select the same application. Okay, so in this way you can also click on this plus icon and add as many as action steps as you want and connect different business applications and automate complex business processes. Okay, so I am selecting the same applications in which I am about to build the automation. The last application here will be Gmail. Okay, so I have selected I think almost all the applications. Okay, well, Google Sheets is left, but I am not selecting Google Sheets because that is associated with this Google Forms only. Okay, so now the idea here is I will be connecting these applications one by one with this Pabbly Connect software, and then I am going to capture the details, all the data inside this dashboard, and in this way I am going to automate this whole process. Okay, so let's first connect our Google Forms with the Pabbly Connect. So I am taking the dashboard here. Alright, this is my Google Form. So firstly you will have to select the trigger event, that is new response received, and as soon as you do that you will notice a webhook URL along with few set of instructions. Okay, so you will have to follow these instructions carefully, and yes, with the help of this URL only we are going to build this connection. So simply copy this webhook URL, then go back to your Google Forms, and then yes, you will have to open your spreadsheet from here. Okay, well, I have already opened this form, basically this spreadsheet, clicking on extension, clicking on add-ons, clicking on get add-ons, and here I will search for Pabbly Connect webhooks add-on, because in this add-on only I am going to paste the same webhook URL using which we are going to build our connection. But you will notice that this add-on is already installed because I have already created several automations. So currently I am closing it. Now I will click on this extension once again. Okay, here you will also have to click on extension once again once you have installed that add-on, because after that you will have to open that add-on from here, then click on this initial setup option, and here exactly you will have to paste the same webhook URL which you have just got via Pabbly Connect. Okay, so I have copied that URL once again. Let me first delete the existing entry, and now I am pasting the same webhook URL, and further it is going to ask you the trigger column. So first, to read the instructions, the trigger column will be your final data column on which if the data is added, the whole of that row data will be sent to the webhook URL. Okay, so basically it is asking to specify a column name on filling of which this automation should trigger, or we can say that the data of this spreadsheet of this Google Form should be sent to Pabbly Connect. Okay, so here my data will goes up to H column. Yes, whenever any new form submission will arrive here, that form submission data will added to second row, and in the same way to third row or fourth row, and all that data will go up to H column only. So the final data entry column here is H only. So adding the same, now clicking on send test, and you will notice it will say that no data found in row 2 because we have not generated a submission yet. Okay, so clicking on close, and now firstly I am going to preview this form and will submit this form in front of you. Order your cake now, and here I have defined the prices also, and here you can also add a point that we do not deliver the order, we only offer the self-pick service. Okay, now give me a second, let me first fill this form with some dummy data. Alright, so I have provided the name as demo user, the email address as demo@pabblytudes.com. Again, this is just a dummy email address, the phone number as this, the cake weight as 2 kg, and here I am also asking for the flavor, that is pineapple. I have selected what are you celebrating, birthday, message or name on the cake. So here I will write something like happy birthday, and here I am adding some random name. Let me also correct the spelling. Okay, now I am submitting this form, and after the submission, of course, this data will be automatically collected in our spreadsheet, because this spreadsheet is associated with this form only. So let me close this window, and here we have the same entry. Now after collecting the form submission, when I will click on this initial setup, when I will click on that send test button, you will notice this time the data will be sent to Pabbly Connect immediately, for which it is already waiting. Okay, so let me do the same. I think the details are already filled directly clicking on this button. Let me scroll down, and it is saying request failed. So how about I copy this URL once again? Give me a second. Let me paste the same, and I will also have to check whether the last column is H or something else. Well, the last column is H only. Okay, so give me a second. Let me open the same once again. Coming back, let me copy this once again, pasting the same here. H will be the column, that is trigger column. Clicking on this button once again, and did you notice the test data sent successfully, and it is saying that the timestamp, the name, the email address, the phone number, the cake weight, the pineapple flavor, every detail has been sent to Pabbly Connect. Alright, let me close this box. Now I will come back to Pabbly Connect and will check, and did you notice the same submission, the same form submission data, or we can say the same spreadsheet row data has been captured. Basically the response is received. Let me even show you the details one by one. Here we have the selection as birthday. Here we have the same column, that is H. Here we have the timestamp. Here we have the spreadsheet name, that is cake order form. Yes, it is the same spreadsheet name. Here we also have other details, that is the sheet ID, the same dummy phone number, the same name, and we have the message on the cake, the email address, the cake weight, cake flavor, and other details. Okay, so the presence of this data clearly shows that the connection in between Google Forms and Pabbly Connect is working absolutely fine. Okay, so now onwards, what will happen? Every time someone will submit our Google Forms, the details will be captured via Pabbly Connect instantly, because this trigger will instantly capture new incoming data, and the workflow execution will start in real time. Basically we have connected our Google Forms and Pabbly Connect. Okay, but for that you will have to enable one more very important settings. Open this extension, and then you will have to enable this send on event option. As soon as you select this option, you will notice that a tick mark will be added here. Well, it is not added yet. Give me a second. Let me select the same option. Alright, a tick mark has been added. That means every time the data is added in this spreadsheet, the new row is added in this spreadsheet, that tick mark will ensure that the data will be sent to Pabbly Connect automatically. Okay, so in this way the first step of our automation is done. But before I move further, here I would like to tell you one more very important thing, that whenever you connect either Google Forms or Google Sheets with the Pabbly Connect, make sure that either you work in the incognito window, or multiple Gmail accounts should not be logged in the same tab. Okay, I'm repeating this thing once again, that either work in the incognito window or multiple Gmail accounts should not be logged in the same tab. Okay, so now the first step is done. Moving further, I'll show you how using the same form submission data you can automatically generate an invoice in Google Docs application. Okay, so before you connect your Google Docs application with the Pabbly Connect, make sure that you create a nice invoice template in your Google Docs application, just like I have created. Here you can notice I have added a random address, the bill to, email, phone number, invoice number, date, and other basic details. Okay, so in this way you can also create a template, and then you can connect this Google Docs application with the Pabbly Connect. Okay, so selecting the action event, that is create a document from our template. Yes, we are about to use this template only, so I'm selecting the same action event. And just like we have connected Google Forms with Pabbly Connect, now I will be connecting this Google Docs with the Pabbly Connect. Okay, if you are connecting Google Docs with Pabbly Connect for the first time, go with the new connection and then choose the account in which you are about to create your Google Docs, your invoices. Okay, but I have created this connection multiple times, so how about I provide the existing connection? I use that existing connection. Now clicking on save, and in this way my Google Docs account will be immediately connected with Pabbly Connect. And you can notice a very interesting thing, that because we are connected, whatever the templates are already available in my Google Docs account have started visible here. Now you tell me which template document I am about to select. So remember, we have already created a template, so yes, I'll go with the same. The name of my Google Docs template is final invoice template, so it is visible at the second number only, so yes, I have selected the same. Now it is asking for the document name, that whatever the invoices will be generated, what should be the name of the document. So I want to create those invoices on the name of the customer's name only. Okay, and I have already captured the customer's name. Okay, but the interesting thing is, I am not going to manually copy the name of the customer and paste below again and again for every new form submission. I am going to map the above information here so that it can be replaced automatically when our automation will work in real time. Now mapping is very simple. When you will click on this field, you will find the above data here in the drop down. Yes, it is the same form submission data, or we can say Google Sheets data. Search for your preferred data, that is the name of the customer, the name of the form submitter, and after that I will add something like, or how about before the name I add something like invoice for dash and demo user. Okay, so basically whatever the details I will provide here manually will remain same, but whatever the details I am mapping here will be replaced automatically when our automation will work in real time. Now you will ask me that this name could be a duplicate name. Yes, multiple customers can have the same name. In such cases, duplicate invoices will be generated. So here I would like to give you a small tip. Instead of adding the name of the customer, you can also map the email ID, because email ID is something which is unique. Okay, where is the email ID? Alright, here we have the email ID, that is demo@pabblytudes.com. Well, I have added it at incorrect place, or I can add one more thing in bracket. I can add this email ID so that it will look good. Okay, so in this way a name will be provided to all new invoices. Further, it is asking the new document location. Okay, basically where exactly you want to create these invoices. Okay, so in this Google Drive I have already created a folder with the name all invoices of cakes order. Okay, well, the name is not correct. How about I correct the name, renaming it once again? It should be order. Alright, now it is looking good. And did you notice one dummy invoice is already created? So for now I am deleting this existing invoice, and now you can notice our Google Drive folder is almost empty. Coming back to the dashboard of Pabbly Connect, and yes, I am going to select the same folder, that is all invoices of cakes order. Well, did you notice that spelling is not changed? So how about I click on this refresh to fetch new items button. Yes, as soon as I do that, you will notice the new name will be fetched here automatically. Alright, now it is corrected. Okay, further it is asking for the customer name, email, mobile number and lot of other details. Okay, so from where these fields have came from. Okay, so whatever the values, whatever the variables we have added inside our template, all these variables are visible here as the field. So basically we just need to provide the details here, and those details will be added to our template, to our document automatically. In this way a new invoice will be generated automatically. And again, I am not going to provide these details manually but via mapping. So as I have told you, whatever the details we will map here, these details will be replaced automatically when our automation will work in real time or in next time. Okay, yes, this is the power of mapping, and that is why mapping plays a major role inside this automation. Well, it is also asking for the invoice date. So what I can do is I can simply map this timestamp. Here you can notice we have the submission form as well as the timing. Okay, currently I am mapping this date and time, both the things, but let's say you do not want to include this timing. Okay, so what you can do here is you can simply add one more action step before your Google Docs step, that is text formatter. Yes, text formatter is an amazing feature of Pabbly Connect, using which you can actually split the text. Okay, selecting the action event, that is split text only, clicking on connect, and you will notice that it will be connected immediately. And now it is asking that what text you want to split. So again I am going to map this date and time value, basically this timestamp value, and again telling you whatever the details I will map here will be changed automatically, but if I will provide any detail manually will remain same. Okay, now it is asking for the separator. So I would like to separate these values with a blank with a spaces. Okay, so that is why I am copying this space thing here. Okay, and asking for the segment index, basically what segment of this particular text you want in the result as a response. So how about I go with the first one, because yes, I want this date only, and when you will notice the response you will get that value, basically the date only, which we can map easily. So going down and opening my Google Docs step, and let's map our date. Okay, here we have the date. Let me remove this existing date and time, and now I'm going to map the date from this text formatter feature. All right, it is done. Now it is asking for the product. Okay, so how about in place of this product name I map the name of the flavor. Okay, where is the name of the flavor? All right, pineapple, giving a space and manually adding this cake. Okay, pineapple cake. If someone will order red velvet cake, what will happen here? Red velvet value will appear and this cake will remain same. This value will remain same. Okay, asking for the quantity. Well, do we have the quantity? I will have to check. I think I do not have the quantity, but I have the weight. Okay, so how about I map the same? Well, what you can do is you can actually replace this quantity name as weight of the cake in your final template. In this way the same name will be visible as the field name here. Asking for the amount and the total amount. Okay, currently we have the amount. Okay, I will have to check what is the amount. Well, in this particular form response I do not have any amount related value. I only have the quantity, basically the cake weight. I only have the flavor. Remember, I have mentioned the prices in this particular section. Okay, but how and from where I am going to fetch the prices? From this description section. Well, when we have Pabbly Connect with us, don't worry about that. You will have to introduce one more extra step before your Google Docs step, and now you will have to search for the lookup table. So basically whatever the pricing we have defined in this description here, we are going to add a lookup table here, and in that table we are going to add the same pricing here so that our automation can fetch that pricing related information. Simply click on connect and it will be connected immediately without any access, and now it will ask you the lookup key. Okay, so before I explain you this lookup key, firstly I am going to add the pricing details here. How? We have a key value pair, or we can say label or value. In this label I am going to define the weight of the cake, and in value I am going to provide the pricing with respect to the cake weight. Okay, so I usually take the order of only up to 5 kg only, so I will add 5 more labels here. Okay, one is already added. Clicking on this once again and 2 label value is added. Okay, clicking on this particular icon 3 more times, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so I have added this label and value pair 5 times, and now here I will add the cake weight. Okay, we have the half kg weight. Okay, give me a second. We have the half kg weight. So whenever our customers select half kg weight, in response we should get the value of 250 rupees. Yes, this is the idea. But whenever the customer is selecting the weight of 1 kg, we should get the response of 600 as the pricing. Okay, so in this way I am going to map all other weights as well as the pricing. Give me a second, let me do the same quickly. Alright, so I have added all the weights with respect to their pricing, and when I will click on that button, you will notice a response will be generated, and in that response I will get the value of the pricing. But how I am going to get the pricing, how my automation should decide that which value it should return. So basically on the basis of this lookup key only, our automation will give us the response. So in that lookup key I am going to map the weight of the cake which our customer is actually selecting at the time of form submission, at the time of order placement. Okay, so currently this time in this particular case the customer has selected the weight of 2 kg, so I have provided the same. So here we can expect the pricing of this 1200. Okay, let me even show you the example for the same, fingers crossed. And did you notice in the result value we have actually got the same pricing in the same way based on the customer's weight selection. That response will be generated and these values will be picked from this lookup table only. I hope you have understood. Okay, so now we also have the amount of the cake which we can easily map in our Google Docs, or we can say in our invoice template. Okay, so we have two amount fields. First one is here for here and the second one is for here. Okay, so let me map the same pricing here from this lookup table result value. All right, I have mapped the same. Give me a second, let me scroll down, and as soon as I click on this button, you will notice that a new invoice will be generated with this particular name in this particular folder. So clicking on this button, and then I will go back to my Google Drive folder, fingers crossed, waiting for the response to be generated. If that response is positive, that means our automation is working up to this particular step. All right, here you can notice the response is positive, and here we also have the same invoice with the same name, that is invoice for demo user, and here we also have this email address. Let me open the same and check for all the details, and you can notice that the details are already replaced automatically. The name of the customer, the email address, the phone number, even the date of the invoice. We also have the quantity as well as the total price of the invoice. Okay, so in this way, with the help of Pabbly Connect, you can connect this Google Drive, Google Docs, Google Forms and Google Sheets application and automate the process of invoice generation. Okay, so let me close the same, and in this way our which step is completed. So basically this step was fourth step. Okay, so fourth step of our automation is done. Now why I have selected this Google Drive folder, because I am also interested in sharing the link of that invoice to my customer. Remember, I have shown you an email initially in which I have also sent this invoice link, but if I will show you the response of my Google Docs step, you will notice that we do not have any link which we can easily share with the customer, with our users on their Gmail. Okay, so that is why I have selected this Google Drive application, and then I am going to select the action event, that is share. Okay, give me a second, share a file with anyone. Now why I'm selecting specifically this action event, because within this automation only, using this automation only, I am going to firstly change the permission of my invoice. Here you can notice, well, no, it is not my invoice, it is actually a template. Now I can even close this template. Now let me open this particular template. Okay, so firstly I am going to change the permission of this template. Currently it is actually locked, it is private to me. Okay, give me a second, I'll show you this. Alright, here you can notice private to only me, but as soon as I select the same application, the same document inside my Pabbly Connect dashboard, the permission will be changed, and as soon as the permission is changed, you will notice the same document link, basically the same invoice link as a response. Okay, so clicking on connect, and again if you are connecting it for the first time, go with the new connection, but because I have provided this access multiple times, so I am going with the existing connection, clicking on save, and in this way my Google Drive account will be immediately connected with Pabbly Connect. And now it is asking for the file ID. Okay, provide the ID of the file whose permission you would like to change. So again, I am not going to provide this ID from this drop down. Firstly, I will enable this mapping button, then I will remove this existing ID, and then I will map the ID of the file whose permission I would like to change. So from where I can get this file ID? Remember, we have just generated our file, or we can say our invoice, and in this response we have also got the ID of the file. Yes, this is the document ID which I have mapped successfully. Clicking on this button, save and send test request, and once again waiting for the response. Well, here you can notice the response is generated, and this response also consists of the link. Okay, here we have a normal web view link, here we also have this RTF link, here we also have this PDF link. Okay, so in this way we have got the several kind of link of this document. Now I will show you the permission of this document, and did you notice the permission has been changed from private to only me to anyone with the link. Okay, so in this way the fifth step of our automation is done. Now moving further, I'll show you how you can send the very same invoice to your customers automatically. Okay, but remember, I have told you that we are going to share two things with our customer. One is the invoice as an email, basically on email, and the second one is the payment link. Yes, I am also going to share the link of the payment from where customer can actually make the payment for their cakes order. Okay, so how we are going to do that? Well, the application is already selected. Now I am going to connect this application with Pabbly Connect, just like I have connected other applications, and here we have the action event, that is create payment link. Clicking on connect and clicking on add a new connection, and for the connection it is not going to ask the access, it will ask you the key ID and this key secret, which you can get by clicking on this settings option, then API keys, and then generate a key. Okay, so taking you to the Razorpay dashboard, and here you will find the option of accounts and settings, then you will notice the option of API key here. Give me a second. Alright, here we have this API keys, and from here you can actually generate a key. Yes, as soon as you click over this button you will get both the details, but because I have created this key already 2 times, so again I will use that existing connection. You can generate the key, provide both details here, click on save, and in this way your Razorpay account will be immediately connected with the Pabbly Connect. Alright, mine is also about to connect. Give me a second. Alright, it is connected. Okay, so now it is asking for following details which are actually required for creating a payment link in any kind of payment gateways. Okay, so the very first thing it is asking for the amount. Okay, so we want to generate the payment link for which particular amount? Well, we are going to map the amount from our lookup table step. Alright, here we have the value, but you will also have to read this instruction, that is amount must be in the smallest unit of the currency. For example, pass 1000 for rupees 10. Yes, if you want to generate the payment link for rupees 10, you will have to add 2 more extra zeros. Okay, so how about I add these 2 zeros manually, because remember I have told you whatever the details you will map here will be changed, but if you will provide any detail manually will remain same. Okay, so I think this will work. Asking for the currency, well, because I am about to collect the orders from India from my local area only, so I have defined this currency manually, that is INR. Okay, and of course Razorpay is also an Indian payment gateway. Okay, asking for the type, well, of course I would like to generate the link. Asking for the description of the link. Okay, so providing any random description, something like payment link for cake order. Okay, sounds good. Okay, And if you want, you can also map the name of the person. How about I even show you how you can do that? And again, it is your choice. If you want to include the name of the person in this description, you can add the same, otherwise you can remove this detail. Okay, asking for the name. Well, I think we should map the name of the person here, not in the description. So give me a second, let me map the same. Well, I'm searching for the @ I will have to remove it, and we had the name of the person as demo user. Asking for the email address of the person and the contact of the person. So remember, we have already captured the phone number, so I have added the same. Asking for the email address, so let me map the same. Then it is going to ask you the view more. Well, used when the payment link description is lengthy. Well, I have added a single line payment description, so I'm not going to provide any detail here. Asking for the receipt. Well, I am going to leave it blank and it will generate it automatically by default. Asking for the reminder, used to send the reminders for the payment link. Yes, I want to send the payment reminder, so let's keep this value as it is. Okay, further it is asking for the expire. Okay, timestamp and uniques when the payment link will expire. So basically you will have to provide the date and time for the expiration of the payment link, and that too into the timestamp format. Yes, you cannot provide that date and time exactly. You will have to provide that date and time into the timestamp format. Again, don't worry about that. I'll show you how you can get this timing as well as the timing into the timestamp format. Okay, again going back, and we'll add one more action step, that is date and time formatter, which is an interesting feature of Pabbly Connect, via which you can do a lot of things in your dates. Okay, so selecting the same, and in the action event I'll go with the modified current date. Okay, so the idea here is I am going to fetch the current date and then I am going to modify my date. Basically I will add some hours or maybe some day, a single day or a 2 day in that existing date and time, and in this way I will get the expiration date and time. Clicking on connect, it will be connected immediately, and now it is asking for the date format. Okay, so from here we can actually select the same format, that is this timestamp format. Okay, but currently I am selecting some different timing. How about I go with this date and time, something like, alright, so I'm going with the same, that is DDMMYYHHMM. Alright, I have selected the same in the time zone because I am from India, so I'll go with Asia, Kolkata. Give me a second. Alright, it is done. Asking for the operation, basically what operation you would like to perform. Basically you want to add something in this current date or you want to subtract. So of course I want to add it because the expiration date always be in the future date only, and the unit I will add 1 day. Yes, in the value I will add 1 day should be added in my current date, and it should give the value in this particular format. Now clicking on this button, save and send test request, and a response will be generated which will consist of the current date, not the current date. Basically 1 day will be added in the current date. Okay, so we have the current date as 8th of January, and here we have 9th of January, and the exact timing, that is this 5:41 and 5:41. Okay, so in this way with the help of date and time formatter you can do the conversion. Okay, so scrolling down, and let me map that expire link in this Razorpay. Give me a second. Alright, so this is the expire field, and now I'm going to map the very same date and time here. Alright, it is done. Asking for the SMS notify. Okay, defines who handles the SMS notification to the customer, whether you want Razorpay to send the SMS or you send the SMS. Okay, so how about I go with the same, and in case of email I would like to handle the notification because I'm not about to send a single email attaching the payment link. I would also like to send the invoice, so So I am going to handle the email sending process. Okay, so I'll go with the same, that is you send the email. Partial payment, customer cannot make the partial payment. Yes, I am going with the same. Callback URL, well, it is not a mandatory field, so currently I am leaving it blank. You can read the instructions. The callback method will be get only. Now I'll click on that button and you will notice that a payment link will be generated inside that dashboard. Okay, give me a second. Okay, here we have a payment link of 1000 rupees of 8th of January, and we also have one payment link of 5th of October. Okay, we have these two payment links. Coming back, clicking on this button, save and send test request, waiting for the response to be generated, and you will notice in the response we will have a payment link. Well, I'm really sorry for that, it is showing bad request error, line item is required. Okay, so I will have to check what exactly I have missed. Okay, reminder is there, receipt is there, view list, contact, email, name, description, type, currency. Alright, so I have got my error. Remember, we had to provide the date and time into the timestamp format, but we have provided the date and time into the normal format. Okay, so I'll have to go back to my date and time formatter step. Firstly, I will have to fetch the same date and time into the timestamp format. Okay, give me a second. Well, we have generated this particular responses just for the testing purpose. I actually forgot to change this date and time formatter. Okay, give me a second. Let me do it very quickly. Alright, it is mapped. Clicking on this button, you will notice we will get the date and time into the timestamp format. Now I am going to map the same timestamp format here. Scrolling down, let me select the same. Okay, mapping the same value. I hope this time it will generate the payment link for my, okay, waiting for that, fingers crossed. And here you can notice a positive response is received. Let me scroll down and check for my payment link. Alright, where is the payment link? You can also find other details. Alright, here we have that short URL of the payment link. Let me open the same link in a new tab. Remember, we have generated the link for 1200 rupees, and here we have the link. The customer can easily provide his phone number and click on proceed and pay the payment. Okay, let me close the same, going back to the dashboard of Razorpay, and now I will also refresh my dashboard. And here you can notice the same payment link of 1200 rupees is visible in the dashboard also. Okay, so for now I am closing the dashboard of Razorpay, coming back to the dashboard of Pabbly Connect, and in this way, 6th step of our automation. Well, I'm really sorry, it was the 7th step of our automation. Okay, so now we have the payment link as well as the invoice of the customer for the customer, so we can easily send these details via Gmail to customer. Okay, so selecting the action event, that is send email, clicking on connect. Again, I will go with the existing connection, clicking on save, and in this way Gmail application will be immediately connected with Pabbly Connect. And the very first thing it is asking for the recipient email address. Well, remember, we have already captured the detail of the customer. How about I search for it directly? So I have mapped it. In case you want to send the same detail, the same email to multiple people, you can add multiple email addresses separated via comma, but currently my objective is different. I just want to send the invoice to the same customer who has placed the order via this form submission. So I have provided his detail only, asking for CC, BCC. Well, I am leaving these fields blank, asking for the sender number. So here I will provide some random names. Well, really sorry, not sender number, it is actually a sender name, ABC Cake Team. And again, I can provide this value manually because this is something which will not change. Okay, yes, the company name will never change. Email subject, so here I will write something like order is placed, kindly pay the payment. I think this will look good. And how about before this order, I also map the name of the user. Now I think it is looking good, and the chances of this email to be open will increases because I have also mentioned the name. Okay, I'm just guessing this. Reply to, again leaving it blank, asking for the email content type. Well, I'll go with the same, that is plain email content. Okay, if you want to send an email along with lot of formatting and other details, you can select HTML, and then I would recommend you to kindly watch this complete tutorial on how to create an HTML email before you compose any email here. Now it is asking for the email content. Okay, so how about I copy the whole email content, basically the exact email content from my Gmail application. Only give me a second, let me paste the same here. And firstly I'm going to correct the formatting, and then I'm going to delete this existing URL of the invoice as well as this payment link. Yes, this existing payment link. Give me a second. All right, it is done. I think I should press enter here. All right. Hello demo user. Well, I cannot specify this name manually. Remember, I have already told you this thing multiple times why I cannot provide this value manually. Okay, so hello demo user, your order for pineapple cake. Well, again I cannot define this value also manually. Okay, so let me remove the same, and here I am going to map that flavor which our customer has selected. So we have that response. Let me search for the same, and here we have the flavor. Well, it is the same flavor, your order for pineapple, and after this pineapple I will manually add this value, that is cake. Well, I have added it at incorrect place. Let me correct this one. Okay, so your order for pineapple cake off, and after this off I will also map the weight of the cake, that is 2 kg. Here we have 2 kg is placed successfully. You can make a payment from here, and from my Razor Pay step I am going to map the payment link. Alright, I will have to search something else, and here we have that Razor Pay payment link, and here is the invoice. So let me again scroll down and open my Google Drive step. Remember, we have change the permission of our Google Docs application of our invoice using Google Drive application, and here we have several links, so I am going to map this one. Okay, so I think my email is looking good and I have sent at least the basic details. You can compose your email as per your requirement. My objective was just to show you how things can be automated, how you can attach the following details. Now it is up to you how you would like to send it. In case you want to attach the file link here, not in the content, you can also do the same, and in this file name you can provide any value. Either you can map the name of the customer or the email address, just like we have done in case of template name. Okay, clicking on this button, but I think before that I should open my Gmail account. Okay, how about I archive this existing, or I delete that existing email, going back my Pabbly Connect dashboard, clicking on that button, now waiting for the response to be generated. Alright, here you can notice it is saying that the email has been sent. Going back here, and did you notice the email is already here, that is demo user order is placed, kindly pay the payment. Hello demo user, your order of pineapple cake of 2 kg is placed successfully. You can make a payment from here. Here is the invoice, thanks ABC cake team, and here we have the attachment. Well, I'm really sorry, I have attached that web view link, and this is actually into the format of Google Docs only. Well, I think this Google Docs format is also looking good, but let's say you want to send the same invoice into the PDF format. Again, you can map the same link as per your requirement. I think this Google Docs is also looking good. So in this way our automation is done, is completed, and our automation is also working absolutely fine. Okay, so now onwards what will happen, every time someone will submit our Google Forms, the details will be captured in Google Sheets automatically. Or how about we check the recap within the dashboard of Pabbly Connect only. So whenever the response is received, it is going to split that date and time value, and then it is going to fetch the pricing information from the lookup table, and then it is going to add the pricing as well as the date in this Google Docs in order to generate a new invoice. Once the invoice is generated, it is going going to change the permission of that invoice. In this way we can get the link of the invoice. Once the invoice link is here, we will work upon generating a payment link. So here I have already told you that in order to generate the payment link, you will also have to provide the expire link, which you can get from this date and time formatter feature, basically using this modified current date option. And once you have the payment link, you can compose the email using Gmail application and can send both the details, basically the invoice as well as the payment link. I hope you have understood everything. And once this automation is ready, after that you can sit back and relax, because Pabbly Connect will take care of all the tasks in the back end. You do not have to do anything manually. You can even close Pabbly Connect, okay, because everything will work in the back end, okay. And just in case if you want to access this 7 to 8 steps automation inside your Pabbly Connect account, I will also attach the link of my workflow into the description box. So click on this link, sign up for free into the Pabbly Connect, and then you will be able to access the same workflow inside your own Pabbly Connect account, that too for free. Not just these applications, you can integrate multiple applications and automate your business with Pabbly Connect. You can ask your queries at forum.pabbly.com. My team will surely answer to your questions. This is the website of Pabbly Connect, and for the latest updates of Pabbly Connect and unique automation ideas, you can join our Facebook group, that is formget.deals. If you have found this video helpful in any way, share it with your friends and colleagues and also help them to automate their business. Like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching this video.